In this vlog, we're going to be taking the van out for a little spin. So we're going to show you how it drives, and then we're going to tell you specifically why you should watch this video before you rush out and buy a VW campervan. Right, that's us, we're heading off. Just taking the van out for a wee drive today so we can tell you a little bit about how it handles on the road. Lovely sunny day, sunny January day 2020. And that's us onto the main road. So this is just a 30-mile-an-hour road. Because this is an automatic version of this van that we've got, obviously I don't have any gears to worry about. The van just takes care of all of that. And it's very smooth, gradual increase in speed as I start to put my foot down on the accelerator. That's me up to 30 miles an hour. I can't really go any faster than that on this road. But hopefully you can tell from this that the van is relatively quiet to drive. We're not getting a huge amount of road noise at all. So I've just got a little microphone here on my, clipped onto my shirt, so you'll probably hearing the van noise in the same way that I'm hearing the van noise. We go this way. Now there's a little roundabout and a corner, a few corners coming up, a couple of bends. So let me talk you through how the van handles on these bends, but I mean it's very good. It's like driving a car, it honestly is, it's just like driving a car. So here's the first roundabout, I'm turning left here. The steering's very, very responsive. It feels like I hardly need to turn that steering wheel at all. Coming up to another roundabout now, so turning right. And going round the roundabout, power steering, very, very easy to turn. Yeah, it's just an absolute pleasure to drive. And because we've got the automatic, you don't need to worry about the gears, as I've said. It just gives you that holiday feel when you're driving. You're not going up and down gears all the time, you're just sitting back. You get more of an opportunity to look around. Another roundabout. There we go. We're going up a hill now, so if I press down on the accelerator, you know, I'm getting really rapid acceleration now, up to 48. Oh, shouldn't really be doing that here. So I think this is a 40 mile an hour, so I'm just going to pull it back to 40. But it's pulling up this hill, no problem at all. Lots of power. So it's a 2-litre engine, this van, 180 brake horsepower. So, you know, for a wee brown van, there's plenty of oomph under the bonnet. So this piece of road, we're not quite on the motorway yet. But I can do 60 on this road, so I can pick the speed up. Currently doing 50, 53, 54. The digital display that I've got on the dashboard here is really good, so I've got a big numbers showing me what speed I'm doing. But also, it's picking up from the road signs and displaying on the dashboard what the speed limit is. That's really, really good. One of the things that I was very impressed with was when we were over in France, what we found was that obviously the speed over in France is kilometres per hour, but what the van was doing, it was actually picking up the signs in kilometres per hour from the road signs, and it was actually converting them to miles per hour and displaying that on the dashboard. So we thought that was really, really clever. The Sat-Nav that we're following, it's a really good Sat-Nav system that it's got. in the van. It's really nice and clear to follow. And also on the display on the dashboard, so I can basically I can toggle through different settings on the dashboard, and one of them gives me a little display as well, which is showing me where I have got cut-offs and things like that. So it's like you get a little bit of a Sat-Nav on your dashboard showing you where the cut-offs are. But there's various different settings that I can toggle through here. As you can see, I can just toggle through these different displays on the dashboard depending on what I want. So that's really, really good. So that's us on the motorway now. I can put the foot down a little bit and take her up to 70 miles an hour. And I'm there in absolutely no time. Still a lovely smooth drive, not a lot of noise at all. It's great. Now, as I said, this is the automatic transmission version of this van. That's the only thing that we paid for as an extra. Everything else in this van comes as standard. And that's one of the things that we liked about the Toyota, was you seem to get so much as standard without having to buy this and buy that. You really did get a good package when you bought the van. So the automatic transmission, as you can see here, it's just this dial that we turn. So no gear stick or anything, that's dead easy to use. So the cruise control works off these little paddles down here. If I put it onto cruise control, I just need to press any one of these, and that's me on cruise control. So I can go faster, go slower just by using these little pads here. Or if I want to go up and down the gears, there's pads here on the back side of the steering wheel. So I'm currently driving in 6th gear, albeit it's automatic. If I want to drop down to 5 for some reason, I can do that. I can drop down to 5. You know, so if I need a little bit more oomph, I can drop down to 5, drop down to 4. We're just passing the Kelpies now. There they are. Love the Kelpies. The audio in this van is good as well. So it has a DAB radio. You can hook up your iPod, and you can actually toggle through the different options on the steering wheel. So I just need to press this little button here. There's a little turn wheel. If I press that, you can see over here, I can move all of these settings, whichever radio station I want to go for. A little bit of classic, and then I can adjust the volume.
What are you talking about?
Again on there.
Tuning in to witness me doing a...
However, enough of that. But you can see how easy that is, just to toggle through the different stations. Radio 2, that's probably what we usually listen to. Hear the audio quality in there. Don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, so the radio is absolutely great, and you've got all these controls at your fingertips. Well, that's us around. That's the wee walk that we're going to do today. Around the Abbey Craig. Unfortunately, we can't get into the Wallace Monument because we've got a dog. So, Kira, because of you, we can't get in to the Wallace Monument. It's all your fault. This has been a nice little walk up the hill to the Wallace Monument to see the children at play. A little Wallace Monument made out of wood. Nearly at the top. It's a lovely wee setting for a walk, this. one of the reasons we came out today was to talk a little bit about the van and why we got the van that we did. So we've always been campers, we've always went away in tents, and we've been doing that probably for the last 20 years, since our two kids were young. They're now grown up. And it just felt right, it was the time for us to get something else. We wanted an RV, some kind of RV. We didn't really know what we wanted. Did we want a caravan? Did we want a motorhome? Did we want a big panel van? Did we want a pop top? We didn't know to start off with, and I think we probably dealt with that through a process of elimination. So we thought about it. Neither of us really fancied towing, so we kind of ruled out caravans quite quickly. We just didn't really fancy the idea of towing something around. You could go up a street. What if you have to turn around in the caravan? What if you want to go down some country roads? What if you're doing the NC 500? We just didn't really fancy it much at all. So after we ruled out the caravan option, we started thinking more about what do we actually want to do when we get a van or a motorhome or what have you. So camper vans is what we settled on, and the next thing to consider was, do you go for a new van or do you go for a second-hand van? Big question. So for us initially, we didn't think we could afford a new van, so we started looking at second-hand vans. We couldn't believe how much the price holds up for certain van types. So we started off looking at VWs, and most people, when you think about camper vans and you talk to people about camper vans, most of the time they say, oh, you've got a VW, and you think, no, we've actually not got a VW. But everybody just automatically thinks you've got a camper van, you've got a VW, but there are actually other options out there. I'm not saying VWs are rubbish vans. They're great vans. That's why they're so popular. I mean, VW invented the camper van, let's face it. So they're great vans, but there's definitely other options out there. And there are cheaper options out there, and that doesn't mean to say that they are worse. So, you've seen inside our van. We've showed you a few shots of us driving around. We absolutely love the van. And so all I'm saying is, don't automatically jump out there and go and buy a VW. Look around. Consider what your options are and look at other van types. I think when we first started looking at vans, as I say, we were looking at second-hand vans. Our budget, we were looking at around about 20,000. We pushed it to 30,000, and we thought to ourselves, well, actually, for £30,000, you're buying a van. If you're looking at a VW, you're looking at a van that's maybe, could be 6 or 7 years old. It could have done 70, 80,000 miles, and you're still going to pay £30,000 for a van that's, you're going to buy it from a dealer, pay that kind of money, and you'll get 1 year's worth of warranty. Why? When you can look at getting another type of van, brand new, like ours, just over 40,000 we paid for that. A lot of money for us. Some of the pension money, but hey, that's what we wanted to do. So spent the money on that van, and we've got that brand new van, Toyota, 5-year warranty. Yeah, 5-year warranty. Eat your heart out, VW. Match that if you can. So budget is definitely a big factor when you're looking to buy a van. Probably one of the main things, actually. Let's face it, you want to buy the best van that you possibly can. You want it to last you for quite a few years. So you want something that's going to be trouble-free and that you're really going to enjoy driving and you're not going to be breaking down. That's really what you want. And that's why we went for the Toyota 5-year warranty. That was a huge factor for us. It is a budget van, and yet, look what you get for your money. Yeah, you get a huge amount of value for your money. All the extras that are included, the inside of the van, kitted out by Wellhouse Leisure, has been absolutely fantastic. It's got everything that we need. So we absolutely love it, and I would thoroughly recommend, if you are in the market for a van, go for the best one that you can afford, and don't automatically think about VWs. I'm not saying don't look at VWs, but you will find that they are expensive, particularly if you go for their own branded vehicles. So if you go for the California, there's various different versions of the California. There's the beach and there's the ocean, are the two that I'm aware of. I think one of these has got a pop top. They're very expensive, and get one of these new and you haven't got much change from what, 65, 70k? Why spend all that money when you can get a van like what we've got, the Toyota, that really matches that on all levels. Okay, it doesn't have a sprung bed up the stairs. There might be lacking one or two things that the expensive VWs have got. But really, it's a great van, really good value for money. I would thoroughly recommend it. Back at the van and just having a wee soup. It's a great thing about the van when you're away. Just pop the rings on, cook something up quickly. Just what you need for lunch. Well, this soup is really hitting the spot. You can see we've got steamy windows in here. That's only because the soup's been on, by the way. As I was saying in the woods, I think the one thing that swung it for us with this van was the 5-year warranty. We looked around at lots of different vans, second-hand vans. Most of the second-hand vans you were getting a 1-year warranty and they were quite high mileage. Other new vans you were getting a 3-year warranty. But with the Toyota van, what we found was that we were getting a van that we really liked. There was an awful lot included as standard, and we were getting the 5-year warranty. The one thing that I was maybe slightly disappointed with in the van is that we don't have a reversing camera. So although we've got the little display on the dashboard with the Sat-Nav, it's not hooked up to a camera on the back of the van, so we're a little bit disappointed. You can pay a little bit more money, I think, and have that, but it wasn't included as standard, so we didn't bother. So that was a little bit disappointing, but that's just a small thing really, a little thing. We're both quite good at reversing, so it's not really a big deal for us. Ooh, a cuppy, thank you. You can't beat a nice wee cuppy, can you? So that's really all I think I wanted to say on the subject today. Don't buy a VW until you have checked out other types of vans. That would be my main bit of advice. VWs are great vans, but there are so many other types of vans out there. Go to a reputable dealer. We went to Wellhouse. They do lots of different vans, but there's other dealers out there. There's Toyotas, there's Mazda Bongos, there's Fords. There's lots of other types of camper vans. You don't automatically need to go out and buy a VW. Of course, if you want to, you can. But shop around and get the best deal that you can. And remember the 5-year warranty. So, that's all we wanted to say. That brings us to the end of this vlog.
Bye.
See you in the next one. Ta-da. Looks like a comfy teddy, Kira. Very comfy.